come interviews are happening. Nothing. Huh?
February அப்புறம் தான் சொல்லியிருக்கேன்.
Okay.
மார்ச்சில் கிடைக்கும்.
ಇದನ್ನ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಅದ ಎಳಿತೀನಿ.
Recording in progress.
அதுக்குள்ள recording in progress. Jacqueline, long time no see.
Hari Om Swamiji. Yeah. Sorry about that. Mahasamadhi is, it took precedent a couple times.
Okay. So that is going on well. You need any other?
I think we're good for now, but I'll know more at the end of the month to see exactly how far we've been able to make it. So
You need any more help?
we will always welcome help. If anyone wants to help,
Okay.
we will always welcome. But we're trying to space it all out so we are on time. Everything is going well. Everything is in order. We have everything. So now we just have to do the intense labor.
That's why I need some help, right?
I think so. I mean, Kalkaji is trying, like, she's like organizing some of these Seva days where Ramdut is actually, but it's a lot of work for me because then I have to prepare materials for them in advance in bulk. So if somebody wants to help do that, I am so, that would be fabulous. And also doing finishing touches. Anybody who's very good with precision, we could use for finishing the frames. If somebody wants to participate, I will bow down in gratitude because that's where the real work is gonna. But we have about 300. We're 3/5 of the way done, so we're good.
Okay.
3/5 of 500 is excellent.
Oh, yeah. Very good.
So.
Okay. I will look for it, somebody.
Yeah, if somebody says and asks, can they do something, and you think that they would be interested, by all means.
Yeah.
Yeah. But other than that, we will have it done. So if there are many sleepless nights, it's for a cause. It's good.
Okay. சவுண்டு சரியாக இருக்கா? கொஞ்சம் ஏற்றலாம். சவுண்டு சரியாக இருக்கா? குட். எனக்கு கொஞ்சம் गणेशाय नमः. श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः. श्री सद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्. मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूतमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि. सन्तोषिणी जगन्माता मम सौभाग्यवृद्धये नमस्करोमि भक्त्या त्वां प्रसन्ना वरदा भव. शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः. ॐ नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः. नीलाम्बुजश्यामलकोमलाङ्गं सीतासमारोपितवामभागं पाणौ महासायकचारुचापं नमामि रामं रघुवंशनाथम्. जन्माद्यस्य यदन्वयातितरतश्चार्तेष्वभिघ्नस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदाय आदिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः. तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तगुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि. धर्मप्रोज्झितकैतवोत्रपरमो निर्मत्सराणां सदां वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनम्. श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैरीश्वरः सद्यो हृद्यवरुध्यते कृतिभिः शुश्रूषुभिः तत्क्षणात्. निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं सुखमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसमालयं मुहुरहो रसिका भुवि भावुका. यं प्रव्रजन्तमनुपेदमपेदकृत्यं द्वैपायनो विरहकादर आजुहाव. पुत्रेति तन्मयता तर्वोऽभिनेदो तं सर्वभूतहृदयं मुनिमानतोऽस्मि. यस्वानुभावमखिलश्रुतिसारमेघम् आध्यात्मदीपमतितितीर्षदान्तमन्दं संसारिणां करुणयाः पुराणगुह्यं तं व्याससूनुमुपयामि गुरुं मुनीनां. नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्. So we have been seeing the Ajamila Upakhyanam. So Ajamila heard from when the deathbed, he heard the conversation between the Yamadutas and the Vishnudutas. Yamadutas reported that this person has done so much sin, he deserved to be sent to hell. Then Vishnuduta stopped them, and then they explained. That is where we stopped last time. Now we are on the 6th skanda, chapter 2. Sri Shuka Uvacha Evam te Bhagavad-dūta Yamadūta-bhibhāshitam Upadharyāyatān Rajan Pratyahurnaya-kovidaha. O King, the emissaries of Vishnu, who were expert in scriptures and in sound reasoning, said as follows to the Yama's attendants. Vishnuduta uchu aho kashtam dharmadarisham adharmasprishyate sabham yatra dandeshvapabeshu dando yargriyate bhuta yengriyate bhuta. Sin, Allah's sin accrues to an assembly of judges who are expected to know the righteous law. If they inflict punishment to innocent people and people who are undeserving of it, then the judges will accrue sin. That is the point. So all the law, court of law, if an innocent person is punished, then the judge will accrue sin. Or the lawyers who argued for it, they will get it. That is happening all the time here. Prajanam pitaro yecha shastaras sadhavas samaha yatisyat teshu vaishamyam kam yanti sharanam praja. If the even-sighted and holy personages who are expected to be both the protecting fathers and punishing disciplinarian, if they become partial, where can ordinary people get relief from injustice? Then here it is. No, this is a beautiful verse from Gita. Yatyata jarati shrishtaha shreyaha. Yatyata jarati shreyan nitaras tattadihate satyat pramanam kurute logastadanuvartate. Where it is in Gita, 3rd chapter. There's a small difference is there, but same meaning. Yatyat ajarati shreshta purushaha. Whatever men of position or VIPs or leaders do, that is followed by others too. The standard set by such leading men, they set standard for everybody to follow. Masyange shira athaya lokas swapiti nirvrtaha swayam dharmam adharmam va nahi vedayada pashuhu. Men at large are by nature like animals. Without an understanding of what is dharma and adharma, pashu, what is right and what is wrong. But the administrators of the civil law, sacred and secular, are like person in whose laps these ignorant men lay their head and sleep carefree. It's poetically said. If these leaders are faithful and have in them an iota of love and fair play, how can they go against the interest and welfare of these ignorant men who have given complete confidence in you, isn't it? When we go to court, what is that? We have total confidence that justice will be done, isn't it? But suppose that is not done, and they say, what is the future of the world, country? Now they say, come to the point of Jamila. Ayam hi krita nirvesho janma kotyaha samashi yat vyajahara vivasho namaswasteyanam hare. This person has already done the prayachita for his sin, not only for this life, but of his innumerable past life. How? For though it be in a fit of helplessness, he has been uttering the name of the Lord, which is not only a sin-destroying power, but also the harbinger of good and auspicious and inauspicious. So he said, Etenaiva hyakonotsya kritam syat akanishkritam yada narayanayeti jagata chaduraksharam. O Narayana, come. By merely uttering his name of the Lord with 4 syllables, the expiation of the sins of the heinous sinner has been accomplished. Just the name. And in Vaikuntha also, there was a confusion. Bhagavan, he did not tell your name or utter your name knowingly that is your name. He called out his son's name. Then how did you give moksha? That was the question. So Bhagavan said, he may not know my name, but I know my name, isn't it? So Bhagavan is so compassionate to bless us. Any excuse, he is waiting for some excuse to bless us. But we don't give that excuse also. That is why. Now he said, look at this, it's all very beautiful. 9th verse. Stenaha surapaha mitra mitragru brahmaha gurutalpagha stri raja pitru gohanta yecha patakino apare. All this list is given. Whatever that papa we can do. A man might be a thief, a drunkard, a traitor, a murderer, a violator of the sanctity of the Guru's bed. What is that? Or a killer of a woman, king, father, or cow. For these and whatever other type of sins he might have committed, Bhagavan Vishnu's name you take, that is the greatest prayachita. See, in Bhagavatam, all our scriptures have given this. Take Bhagavan's name. But when Jesus Christ people come and tell, you take surrender to what that, you accept Jesus Christ, all your prapa will go. And he has, what is that? For your sin, he has taken all the problem, like crucifying, etc. Here Bhagavan says, take my name. It is already many times it is said. Gita also many places it is said. But when it comes to our rishis telling, they think that it is superstition, we don't believe. But these people come and tell because they are white skin, that's why so lot of respect is there for the skin. What to do? Sarvesham apyakhavatam idameva sunishkritam nama vyaharanam vishnor yatastat vishayamadihi. So, just to take, so this uttering Bhagavan's name, by uttering his name, the Lord's attention is drawn to the person seeking protection. So it is something like when you dial the number, Gurudev used to say, when you dial the number, immediately you say hello, So it is something like if you call Bhagavan's name, it is dialing his number. Immediately he responds. That's the idea. 13th verse. Athainam mapanayata krita sheshaka nishkritam yatasau bhagavan nama mriyamana samagrahit. So as this man has already done the prayachita for all his sins, do not carry him along the path of evildoers. For at that time, when death was imminent, he uttered the Lord's name in fullness. He said, Narayana. Completely he said. So therefore, you cannot take him away. 15th verse, Patitat Kalito Magnaha Sandashtat Tapta Ahataha Harityavashesh Avasenaha Pumanarhadiyatanam. If anyone utters Hari, be it while falling down or stumbling, being wounded or bitten by snake, in the delirium of fever or while beaten, he deserved not the torture of the purgatory hell. So बोलते हैं ना राम, there is a bhajan also, no? खाते भी राम कहो, सोते भी राम कहो, दौड़ते भी राम कहो, गिरते भी राम कहो. Keep saying Hari's name, anything, instead of saying G, O G. Oh Hari, say that. At least good, no? Bhagavan's name. That's why olden time our names were Bhagavan's name, you see. Now, because of modernization, they spoiled it. Chandrasekhara, Chandru, Chukudu, Pikudu, and all that, they spoil it. Now he is a very important one, 17th one. Taistanyakani puyante tapodani jabadibhi dharmajam tatridham tadapi shankri sevaya. Austerity, charity, japa, and such other disciplines remove only the effects of sin, but not the heart, the source from which. So it removes the sin, but not the sinner. Even that source, the sinful tendency, that is the sinner, is effaced by the service to the Lord. So seva at the feet of Lord is the one that removes the sinner. Now he gives an example here. 18th. Ajnanatadvajnanaduttama shlokanāmayate sankirtidamakam pumso dehe dego yadanalaha dahedeto yatha analaha. As a fire burns up a heap of fuel, the name of the Lord of holy name, fame, chanted, whether you know the meaning or not, it doesn't matter. That's the idea. You keep chanting, don't ask what is the meaning of it, it doesn't matter. Because the name has got that power. It is something like Yadhagatam Viryatama Upayuktam Yadrichaya Ajatadopyatmagunam Kuryanmandropyadahridaha. It is something like a powerful medicine taken without knowing the ingredients, isn't it? Most of the time we don't know what is contained. We have faith in the words of the doctor and we take it and we get cured also. You may not know the potency of the medicine, but we take it blindly. The same way, same is the case with mantra, Lord's name. Sri Shukhovacha evam sayevam suminirniya dharmam Bhagavatam drapa tam yamya pashan nirmuchya vipram mrityoramu muchan. King, with this firm statement of the law of devotional life, these emissaries of Vishnu released the Brahmana from the noose of Yama's attendants and saved him from death for the time being. Now what this attendants did, iti pratyuditayamya dudayatva yamandike yamarajne yada sarvam achachurivarinvita achur arindama. Okay. The attendants of Yama, thus obstructed in their work, returned to Yama's realm and reported to him everything as it happened. Dvija pashat vinirmuktaha gatabhihi prakritim gadaha bhavande sirasa Vishnu kingaran darsanotsavaha. Najamila, released from Yama's noose, now free from fear, he recovered his nature and he made prostration to the emissaries of Vishnu with a heart overflowing with joy. He wanted to speak to them, but they disappeared. They did not. Because the conversion is not complete, that's why. Then he started thinking, 26th verse, Aho me paramam kashtam abhuta vijidatmanaha yena viplavidam brahma vishalyam chayatatmana. Alas, great has been my mistake through lack of control over the senses. My birth as a Brahmana has gone to waste because of my consorting with the harlot. Fie upon me, dhikmam, vigarhidam, sadhir, dushkritam, kulaganjalam, hitva balam sadinyoham, surapama satimagam. Fie on me. I am despicable in the eyes of good man for having abandoned my very young and devoted wife and gone after this prostitute given to drinking. I deserted my old, helpless and sorrowing parents, whose only son I was. I, a sinful wretch, am sure to be consigned to the hell where unrighteous and sensuous sinners undergo terrible suffering for their purification. Where am I? 34th verse, it says, Kvachaham kitavappavaha brahmagno nirapatrabaha Kvacha narayanetedat bhagavan nama mangalam. Where am I, a shameless, sinful cheat who has no hesitation to kill even holy men? And where is the auspicious name of the worshipful Lord Narayana? Therefore he decided, I will not fall again a prey to my own passion. I shall soon, 37, he says, Mochaye prastamatmanam Yoshin mayatma mayaya vikridito yayaivaham kridamiha ivadhamaha. I shall soon liberate my spirit from the thraldom of Lord's Maya, infatuating power in the shape of woman, from the man's standpoint, okay? From woman's standpoint, man. Abandoning mamahamiti dehadau hitva mithyartha dhirmatim dasye mano bhagavati shuddham tatkirtanadhivihi. So he says, abandoning the sense of I and mine with regard to the body and withdrawing my mind from the fleeting objects of the world, I shall fix my mind on the worshipful Lord by purifying it by devotional practice like chanting His name and extolling His deed and excellences. Now this is the sadhana part, what we should do. So first thing is what? The fancy attraction towards the world slowly reduce. It cannot go all of a sudden, but slowly reduce, not that, You see some new gadgets, take care, same thing, what is there? That kind of a New attraction to dresses, new attraction to movies, new attraction to that. These are the entertainment, mind need always some entertainment. Instead of that, entertain the mind with Bhagavan Nama. His glories, revel in that. Now what did he do? He went to 39 to 40. Vijadamunirveda Shadasangena sadhusho gangvadvaramupeyaya mukta sarvanubandanaha. Ajamila left the house and went to Haridwar, doorway to Hari. Haridwar is both way pronounced. Hardwar, Haridwar. Hardwar is Dwara for Lord Shiva, Hara. And Hari is Dwara to pick up, both are correct. One is Kedar, another is Badari. So from Haridwar only you go, both sides. There he went and practiced devotion to Hari. Now, 42nd. Yahyuparadhitis tasminnadrakshit purushan pura upalabhyopalabdhan prak vande sirasad dvijaha. When all his mental modification has subsided, he saw before him those emissaries of Mahavishnu again, who has appeared to him earlier. Now recognizing their identity, the Brahmana prostrated himself before them in salutation. After that, what did he do? Hitva kalevaram tirthe gangayam darshanadanu sadyasrupam jagrhe bhagavatashvartinam. He gave up his body in Ganga Nadi and assumed a celestial form and went to Vaikuntha. Sakam vihaya sa vipro mahapurusha kingaraihi aimam vimanamaruhya yayo yatra shriyapadihi. Don't think there is not possible Vimanam won't come. These are all superstition. Don't think that. Because historically also it happened. Vimanam came for Tukaram. And he was telling his wife to come. He said, Mera Vaikuntha idhar hi hai. She said she didn't go. But Vimanam came. Tukaramji went. Also there is one great devotee in Kerala, Pundanam, the Guruvayur. He also went to Vaikuntha. And we saw in the Bhagavatam Mahatmyam, the Gokarna and Dundugali also. Then Gokarna did second time Bhagavatam, so everybody went to Vaikuntha. So it is possible. Don't think it is not possible. Our devotion is there, it will come. Now, Sukamaharshi is concluding that Eyam sa viplavitapat with sarva dharmat dasya patipatito garhya karmana nipatyamano niraye hatavrataha sadhyo vimukto bhagavan nama grannan. By uttering God's name even once, this Ajamila, who broke all the laws of dharma, a harlot's paramour, a fallen man who discarded all vows and codes of good conduct, a sure candidate for hell, even he became liberated at once. Therefore, nataparam karma nibandha grandanam mumukshadam tirthabadanu kirtanam nayat punak karma susanjade mano rajastamobhyam kalilam tamondhata. He said, therefore, for those who aspire for liberation, there is nothing so effective as the chanting of the Lord's name for destroying the bad impression of past action and purifying the mind. Once the love for God is developed in the mind, then the mind will never go after the sensual pleasures. Otherwise, the mind will be contaminated with the quality of rajas and tamas. Rajas tamobhyam kalilam tatonyatha. Now, Palashudi, evam paramam guhyam itihasamakapaham shrunuya shraddhaya yuktaha yachabhaktyanukirtayed. Whoever hears or recites with faith and devotion this traditional account of Ajamila, means what? Don't listen like a story. With faith that this must have definitely happened. Otherwise, why should Vyasa Bhagavan has to bluff? He doesn't have to bluff. No reason to bluff. So that faith should be there. He will never be cast into hell, nor will the attendant of Yama even look at him. Such a simple method. What is that? Just say Narayana or Hari or Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, whatever mantra you know. Doesn't have to be only Hari. Okay. Now Shiva Bhaktas will think, why should I tell Hari? And Vishnu Bhaktas will say, why should I say Shiva? Any name is okay. With that we complete that chapter. We go to the next one. Now Parikshit is asking, this Yamadutas went back to Yamaloka, reported the matter. What did Yamaraj say? That was their question. Now Yamadutas went to Bhagavan Ramaraj and said, Katit Sandiha Shastaro Jivalokasya Vai Prabho, the fourth verse. Traividyam kurvata karma phalabhivvikti hetavaha. Master, how many are there in the universe? As enforcers of the moral law, awarding the fruits of action. Idea is, how many yamas are there? That is the question. We thought that you are the ultimate power, but where we went, somebody else is more powerful than you. They are enforcing the law. There is a lot of confusion about the fruits of karma. Somebody's interpretation is different, and our interpretation is different. What is this? Eighth verse. Tasya te vihato dando na loke vartate duna chaturviradbhutai siddhai ajñate vipralambita. That authority of yours for enforcement of punishment no longer prevail in the world. For it has now been violated by 4 celestial of wonderful looking people. Niyamanam tavadeshat asmabhir yatanagrihat vimochayan patakinam chitva pashan prasahyate. By your order, we were bringing a great sinner to the hell. When the celestial cut the rope, we had tied him with and released him from by force. Tamste vedutumichami chamo yadino manyase kshamam narayane tyabhihite ma bhairityaya yurdruvam. If you think it fit, we would like to hear about them from you directly. As soon as the sinner uttered Narayana, these celestials appeared there and saying that, do not be afraid. Telling that man, don't be afraid. They appeared and stopped us. Oh, please tell us. Now Yavaraj says, Paro madanyo jagadastatyushacha otam protam patavadyatra vishwam yadam shatosya stiti janmanasha nasyodavadyasya vashe chalokaha. O Yamadutas, listen, different from me, there is an overlord for this world with its moving and unmoving beings. In him, all this world is spread like otaprotavate. Otaprota means filling and warp. When they weave the cloth, there's a warp and then filling. So Bhagavan is what? Inherent and concurrent in the whole creation. From a particle of him are born Brahma, Vishnu and Maheshwara, who create, sustain and dissolve the universe. The whole world is held by him as an ox is by its nose string, like a bull nose string. Ishara sarvabhutanam hrideshe arjuna tishtati brahmayan sarvabhutanam yantra rutani maya yasmai balimda ime namakarma nibandha baddha chakita vahanti. By the words of his Vedic revelation, he holds men as cattle are held by a big rope to which they are attached with small altars. All men bound by those strings of Vedic regulation, so Vedic dharma. Then he says, 14th verse, Aditya Vishweva Sabodha Sadhyam Marudgana Rudragana Sasiddha Anye Jaye Vishwasrijo Maresha Mrgvadayo Sprishta Rajastamaska. Myself, Indra, Nirati, Varuna, Chandra, Agni, Isha, Vayu, Surya, Brahma, the sons of Aditi, and means Devatas, Vishwadevas, the 8 Vasus, Siddhas, Marut, Rudras and Siddhas, Prajapatis. All these are without the dominance of Rajas and Tamas, are very largely possessed of Sattva, but still infatuated by the Lord's Yogamaya. They are not able to understand his intention or his sportive disposition to know Bhagavan. Even though they are sattvic predominant, still they don't know. Yavai nagobhir manasa subhirva hridagira vasubhrudo dvichachate atmanamandar hridi sandamatmanam chakshuryadeva agatayastatha param. Neither by the organs of knowledge, nor by mind, nor by prana, nor by chitta, nor word can he be comprehended. Kena Upanishad talk about now. Na chakshur gacchati, na vak gacchati, no mano, na vidmo, na vijanimo. None of this can know him. Because all of them are created for going out only, not within. Paranchikani pritana swayambhu param pashyati na antaratma. So everything is created for seeing things outside only. He resides in the heart of all creatures as the witnessing spirit, distinct from these faculties and their object. Like form and colors cannot see the eye that reveals them. You try to see your own eye with your own eye. Not through reflection, okay? Directly. Try it, no. Bhagavata Dharma is given here, 19th verse. Dharmandu satpat bhagavat pranidam navaivit rishayo navideva nasiddha mukhya asura manushyaha kudascha vidyatara charanadaya. The Bhagavata Dharma is the Dharma par excellence given by the Lord Himself. The Rishis know it not, the celestial know it not, Siddhas also do not know. What to speak then of men, Asuras, Charanas and Vidyataras. And Dharmaraj says only 12% knows it. Only 12% know this. Bhagavata Dharma. Who are all there? Says Swayambhur Narada Shambhu Kumara Kapilo Manuhu Prahlado Janago Bhishmo Virar Vyasakir Vayam Atachayite Vijanimo Dharmam Bhagavatam Bhadaha Muhyam Vishuddham Durbodham Yam Jnatva Mృతమశ్నుతే. Oh my boys, there are only 12% who know this dharma. It is pure, difficult to grasp and potent enough to confer immortality. Who are they? One is Brahmaji, Narada, Parameshwara, Sanat Kumara, Kapila, Swayambhu Manu, Prahlada, Janaka, Bhishma, Mahabali, Sri Shuka, and myself, Yamaraj. Now, what is that Bhagavad Dharma? He says, Etavani velokesmin pumsam dharma parasmritaha bhakti yogo bhagavati tannama grahanadhibihi. That dharma, briefly stated, is as follows. It is the view of great men that the highest duty of man born in this world is to attain devotion to the Lord through discipline like the chanting of His name. That is the Param Dharma. Etavani velokesmin pumsam dharma parasmrita bhakti yogo bhagavati tannama grahanadhibihi. See the greatness and power of the utterance of Lord's name. By that alone, Ajamila, the sinner, obtained release from the noose of death. So he said, you saw the power of Bhagavan's name directly. So therefore, finally he says, then the question is, such a simple method is there. Why in the Vedas so much elaborate, prayachchitta karmas are given? So he says, Prayena Veda Tadidam Namajanopyam Devyaha Vimohita Madhirbada Mayayalam Triyam Jadigata Madhu Pushpitayam Vaitanike Mahati Karmani Yujyamanaha. Why we have great sages laid down the elaborate prayachchitta rites in place of announcing this easily performed discipline? Now the answer is this. The so-called great men with their mind infatuated by the Lord's Maya, with their intelligence rendered dull by the sweet and flowery Vedic text, offering promises of attractive rewards and heavenly facilities, and with their attention fixed on elaborate Vedic rites for the achievement of such ends, they are not generally aware of this saving gospel of devotion. They are not aware of this simple method. A homeopathy medicine will help you. Nobody knows. Like Bhagavan's name is like high potent homeopathy medicine. Now Yamaraj finally says, 28th verse, he says, Tananayadhvam asato vimukhan mukunda padaravinda makaranda rasada kristasram niskinjane paramahamsa kule rasatne justan grihe niraya vartmani baddha drishnan. Bring here to those people, to this hell, such evil jivas as are averse to taste the nectar of the lotus feet of the Lord, which is constantly consumed by all renouncing ascetics. Bring jivas who are intensely attached to home life, which leads them to sinful ways, deserving the punishment of purgatory. Bring here such jivas as those whose tongue never utter even once the name of the Lord. Jihvana bhakti bhagavat gunanama bheyam chetaschana smarati tacharana aravindam krishnayano namadi yachiraye gadabi tanayadvamasato krita vishnu krityan. So, those people only. Now, don't worry. You people are all listening to Bhagavatam. And we are chanting Bhagavan's name also. So, we will not go to hell. That's the idea. He said, bring here such jivas as those whose tongue never utter even once the name of Bhagavan, whose mind never remembers the Lord's feet, and whose head never bows down to the Lord, and who never perform any of the devotional rites connected with the worship of Vishnu. Sakritapiyena murari samarcha kriyate tasya yamena charcha. Isn't it? Bhagavad Gita kinchita tita Ganga jalalava kanika pita. See, all these ideas are from here only, you see. So Shankaracharya must have read Bhagavatam. No. There was already a commentary. Sridhara Swami had already read. Sridhara Swami. Thirtieth verse. Takshamyatam sabhagavan purusha purano narayanasva purushai yadasatkritam na swanamaho na vidusham rachidanjalinam Shandirgariyasi nama purushaya bhumre. Whatever wrong we, the ignorant and the humbly saluting servants have done, may it be pardoned by the worshipful Lord. In the most powerful forbearance is an ornament, salutation to the Supreme Being. So, Yamaraj is praying to Lord Narayana, please forgive my people offenses. So, Shukamarshi now concludes saying that Tasmat Sankirtanam Vishnu Jagan Mangala Mangala Mahasam Mahatam api Kauravya Vidyer Kantika Niskritim. Therefore, all best among the Kuru clan, know that the chanting of the Lord's name with faith and devotion is the ultimate and sure purification of even the greatest sin. Because it is said in some other place, in Kali Yuga, the papas done are so strong that no ritual can remove that particular sin. Only Bhagavan's name has the power to remove it. The greatest detergent. Now concluding that, Itham sabhartrigedidam Bhagavan mahittam samsmritya vismita dhiyo yamakinkaraste naivachyudashrayajanam pratishangamana drashtum cha bibhyati tata prabhudismarajan. Those attendants of Brahma were wonderstruck to hear and ponder over what their master said to them about the greatness of the worshipful Lord. Afterwards, O king, they became afraid of even looking at devotees who had taken refuge at the feet of Lord. This ancient tradition about Ajamila, Itihasam Guhyam, Bhagavan Kumbhasambhavaha, Katayamasa Malaya, Asino Harimarchayan. This particular story of Ajamila story was narrated by Agastya Rishi, who stays on the Malaya mountain worshipping Sri Hari. Now, next story. Rajavacha, with that we conclude that third chapter. Ajamila Upakhyanam is over there. Now, Rajavacha Devasuranranam Sargo Naganam Mrigabakshinam Samasikyattvaya Prokto Yastu Swayam Bhuvendare Tatseva Vyasamichhami Jnatum Te Bhagavan Yatha Anusargam Yaya Shakya Sasarja Bhagavan Paraha. See, Tatseva Vyasamichhami. See, Vyasa Shabda here means elaborate, expand. So, Vyasa is not a name, a person. It is his ability to expand small points. That's why Vyasa Bhagavan never wrote anything in tens or fives, always thousands only. Sutta Uvaja iti samprashnamakarnya Rajashe Pidirayani. So Parishit asked, you gave a brief account of the creation of Devas, Asuras, men, serpent, animal, bird during the rule of Swayambhu Manu. I wish to hear from you about elaboration of this creative activity. Hearing this, Shuka Maharshi says, Shuka Uvacha, you heard the story of Prachina Barhi, isn't it? Karmada and his children, Karmakandi and Puranjana Rahasyam and all that, I told you story. At the end of 4th canto. So, now that is what Bhagavan is telling. Yada prachetasa putra desha prajina barhishaha andas samadrat unmagna tadrishaurga drumervatam drumebhya krudhyamanaste tapodhipidamanneya mukato vayumagnim cha sasarjustadidakshaya tabhyam nirdahyamanam stan upalabhya kurutuha rajovaja mahan somo manyam prasamayanniva. When the 10 Prachetas, the son of Prajina Varghis, emerged from the sea, they went to do tapas in the sea. They found the earth all covered over a thick growth of trees. Because there was no king, there is nothing there. So what happened? The forest took over the earth. And annoyed at this, their anger flamed up against the thick growth of trees, the forest fire. Immediately, they looked at them with anger, caught fire. In order to burn up the trees, they brought out fire and wind from their faces. Seeing that the combination of fire and wind was rapidly consuming the forest, the moon deity came forward to pacify the anger of Prachetas. 7th verse. Madrumebhyo mahabhaga dinebhyo druktumarhacha vivardhaimasho suyam prajanam patayasmrdaha aho prajapati padhirbhavan hariravyeha vanaspatino oshadischa rasarjorjamisham vibhu annam charanavachara hyapada padacharyacharinam ahanda hastayuktanam tibadam cha chatushpadaha. So, aho prajapati padir Bhagavan. O worshipful, the eternal being, the worshipful Hari, who is the Brahma too, brought into existence these trees, herbs and other vegetation to provide food, offering to the mains and devatas. For the moving, the unmoving object provide food. For creatures moving on feet, those without feet are the food. Now, for creatures moving on feet, those without feet, they are the food for them. For those with arms, the armless ones become food. And for those with 2 feet, the 4-footed creatures become food. So you can be non-vegetarian, according to this. So for you, this destruction of forest is an act of annihilation serving no purpose. O sinless one, you have been commissioned by your Father as also by the Lord of all to multiply the species. How can you then indulge in this destruction of trees which are very useful for man? 12th verse. Lokanam pitaro bandhu Disha pakshma striyapadihi padi prajanam Bhikshunam Grihyajnanam Budak Suhrade. O children, parents are the supporters of children. Parents are supporters of eye, the eyelid, of women, their husbands, of sannyasin, the householders, of the ignorant, the learned, and of the objects, their rulers, the Prajapatis. You being the rulers of all, including the trees, it behaves you not to destroy them. It is proper that you don't destroy them. Why? In the hearts of all resides Bhagavan. Therefore, view all being as is. View all of them as Him. Then the Lord will be pleased with you. Yasamutpatitam deha akashatmanyu ulbanam atmajitnyasaya yachet sagunan adivartate. Praksharira vimokshanat kama krodotbhavam vegam sasukhi sayuktas sasukhi daraha shaknoti haivayasodam praksharira vimokshana. Before falling of this body, if he is able to control the avesha of kama, krodha, lobha, he will be the happiest person. That is what it is said here. 14th verse. Whoever is able to control by means of a reflection on the self, the anger that suddenly overtakes the mind like a bolt from the blue, he alone overcomes the forces of nature. Alam dukdher drume dine khilanam shivamastuvaha varshi hesha varakanya patni tve pradirhyadam. Enough of burning these trees. Because they are pitiable, they cannot retaliate to you. May the remaining trees and you prosper. Then this Somadeva Bhagavan presented them one noble girl, daughter of all the trees. Take this as your wife and make peace with them. Then Ityamandra Vararoham Kanyam Apsarasim Nripa Somo Raja Yayodatva Te Dharmeno Payemire. The moon deity, that is Chandra Devata, after saying this much, presented that noble daughter of the trees, born of an Apsaras named Amlocha, to the Prachetas brothers and departed. Look at the 10 husbands, one girl, one wife. Not bad. Then they had a son known as Daksha. Devyastasyam samavat dakshaha prachedasa kila esya praja visargena loka apuridatraya. So they had this son named Daksha. Now this Daksha is different from the other Daksha. You heard the Daksha Prajapati, Sati, etc. That's different. This Daksha is different. Now hear from me. Yada satarchabodani daksho duhirdavatsalaha retasa manasa jaiva tanmamavahita shrinu. Hear from me how Daksha, who was very loving to his daughter, that this Daksha was very fond of his daughter, multiplied the species, both the mentally also he produced, then for what you call union with man and woman, that also multiplied. At first, Manaseva srijas purvam prajapati rima praja devasura manusyadin namastala jalaukasaha. 19th verse. Tamabrimhitamale valokya prajasargam prajapatihi vindyapadhanupannantya socharat dushkaram tapaha. So, he tried to he created by his mental effort numerous creatures like celestials, asuras, men and other creatures inhabiting the higher world, the earth and water. Seeing that with this kind of creative process there was no satisfactory progress, Daksha went to the Vindhya mountains and engaged himself the practice of tapas. Tatra dharmarshanam nama tirtham chapaharam param upasrishyanusadanam savanam tapasa toshayatvarim. Then he took bath during the 3 sandhyas, holy lake for Akamarshana. There is Akamarshana Sukta, chanting that all these people, while changing their Yajñopavidam, they do. So Daksha chanting Akamarshana Sukta, he pleased Bhagavan Hari. So with a hymn known as Hamsa Guhya, it pleased the Lord very much. Now Prajapati Daksha said salutation to the Supreme Being, whose experience is truth abiding, who is the sustainer of both Maya and the Jiva, whose glorious presence is not felt by people with intelligence overpowered by longing for material fulfillment. Now continuing, let's continue. So 30th verse we'll see. Yasmin yato yena cha yasya yasmai yatyo yatha kurute karyate cha paravaresham paramam prakrasiddham tat brahma tatte runananyadekam. Whatever that is manifest as high and low, as objects, instruments, agents, action, you did exist before them, transcending them, and the unitary non-dual Brahman, the cause of all causes. Bhagavan, you are there before all this creation. And after creation also, who is there? It is only you. And when the creation dissolves, what is there? Only you. These are the Shloki Bhagavatam. Ahame vasam. And these are all salutation. Now Shagamarshi says, 35th verse, Idis tutas samstuvatas satasmin akamarshane avirasid guru shreshta Bhagavan Bhaktavatsala. Hymned in this way at the holy lake of Akamarshana, the worshipful Lord who loves his devotees appeared before the Daksha, who extolled him with deep faith and fervor. Kritapad suvarnam se pralambashta mahavujaha chakrashankhabe charmeshu dhanupashaga dadadharaha. He appears seated on the shoulders of Garuda. He had 8 powerful arms, sporting his discus, conch, sword, shield, arrow, bow, cord, and mace. And although Nanda, Narada, Nanda, and other celestial beings also accompanied him, seeing that wonderful form, Daksha, Prajapati, Daksha was wonderstruck. With the mind overflowing with joy, he made a full prostration to the Lord, falling before him like a stick. For a time he was not able to speak anything, as his mind was like a lake filled with the water of mountain torrents flowing into it. Now, Bhagavan knows the heart of all, said, Bhagavan Vacha, Brahma bhavo bhavandaccha manavo vibhudeshwaraha vibhudeyo mamahyeda bhutanam bhudiyedavaha. 45th verse. Brahma, Bhava, Bhanus and you, Prabhyavadis are all expression of my power for working for the prosperity and advancement of all beings. Sixth one. Tapo me hridayam brahma tanurvidya kriya kridihi angani kritavo jata dharma atma savapsura. O learned one, my heart is tapas, consisting in the practice of inward concentration. My body is vidya, consisting in the repetition of the sacred mantra in the proper way with all their auxiliaries. My form is kriya, the performance of the daily and occasional duties. Special rites are my limbs, dharma consisting in the apurva, or the efficiency potential of sacrifice is my mind, and the devas receiving sacrificial offerings are my vital energy, prana. Now, 51st verse, Bhagavan says, Esha panchajanasyangaha duhitave prajapate asikni nama patninve prajesha pradirhyatam. You who are anxious to have progeny may accept this woman, Asikni, daughter of another Prajapati, Panchajanya, as your wife. Panchajana. By following the law of the inter-union, mutual union, who is also desire of the same, you will be bringing forth numerous progeny. The generation that are to come after you will all consort with women prompted by my Maya and offer me service. So, getting married and having children, all this system has come afterwards. Taksha Prajapati has established that. Then what did he do? He produced 10,000 sons. I tell you briefly, sorry. Then what happened? Those days everybody goes to do tapas before getting married. That system is not there now. That's why they are getting bad wives and all that. All men should practice tapas. So, when they saw Narada saw them. Narada converted them all into sannyasis. That pankti we'll see next. Okay. Just now we saw Bhagavan's name will purify, right? Let us take Bhagavan's name. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Asato ma satgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Hari Om.
Thank you, Swamiji. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Thank you, Swamiji. Hari Om.
Hari Om.